So I just learned about the term Mustang. A Mustang is someone who enlisted prior to becoming an officer. I mean, personally, I'd rather be called a stallion, but I guess Mustang is cool too. Hola guys, it's Lexi, and in today's video, I will be describing my journey from enlisted to officer in the Army. Stay tuned. I enlisted in the Louisiana Army National Guard in 2015 at the age of 17. I did split training, meaning that my basic training and AIT were not back-to-back how they usually would be. Instead, I went to basic at Fort Sill, Oklahoma between my junior and senior year of high school. Then I went to AIT, Advanced Individual Training, the summer after I graduated from high school. My MOS was 25 uniform Signal Support System Specialist, and it was a 16-week-long course at Fort Gordon, Georgia. After completing AIT, I enrolled in school at Grambling State University, where I joined the ROTC program. My first 2 years, I was unsure if I wanted to stay in the Guard or go active after I commissioned from the program. I was still weighing out my options. I got contracted at the end of my sophomore year, meaning I started getting stipends from ROTC. By my MS3 or junior year, my mind had to be made up so I could be properly assessed. I decided I wanted to go active duty, honestly, because of the opportunities and benefits. And late in my junior year, I did find out that I was selected for active duty along with 3 of my other classmates. A few months later, I found out what branch I would be, and the term branch is basically MOS, but officers say branch. And I did get my #1 choice, by the way, which is Signal. If you want to find out how I got my #1 choice, make sure you go watch this video. You should have been watched it, but it should be here or here. And a few months before I graduated, I found out where I would be stationed. And if you want to know where I'll be stationed, make sure you go watch the video here or here. Like I said, I don't know which corner, but go watch it. And here we are today. I'm a few days away from reporting to Bowling. So I do not have any regrets about enlisting prior to becoming an officer. In fact, here are some pros that I received from doing so. I have a better grasp of how the military works and what it's like to be at the bottom of the chain of command. And although I'm no longer on the bottom, I will be able to show my soldiers that I can do exactly what you can, especially since I was enlisted as a signal soldier and now I'm a signal officer. Like, I've been through what you're doing right now. I know what to do. I think that's pretty cool to have your leadership like not just stand over you watching. Like, it's good to be knowledgeable. Another thing, because I enlisted prior to becoming an officer, I will be getting paid more than my peers. So like I said, I enlisted back in 2015 and I just became an officer this year, 2020. So I have 5 years in service versus my peers who only did ROTC and they have 0 years of service. So a second lieutenant with 5 years of service makes more than a second lieutenant with 0 years of service. So it's a pretty cool thing if you ask me. Another financial thing about enlisting before becoming an officer is that the Guard paid for my tuition and I was receiving my GI Bill. This one could be a toss-up because ROTC does offer scholarships that could pay for, I'm not sure if it's for school, but I know they have book scholarships and maybe room and board, but you do have to be enlisted to get that GI Bill, that monthly GI Bill. So let's add this all up. I had my tuition paid for, I was receiving my monthly ROTC stipend, I was receiving my monthly GI Bill, and I was still going to drill getting paid. And on top of all of this, I worked for our school's newspaper, which was a paid job. So big bank take little bank, do you hear me? So the last little benefit of enlisting before becoming an officer is that you get a couple extra points for the OML. Going active duty is very competitive amongst cadets, so you really need as many points as you can get for the OML. So if enlisting helps you get a couple extra points, then do that. So I would say it's definitely beneficial to enlist prior to becoming an officer rather than just going straight through the ROTC program. If y'all have any other questions, make sure to comment them down below. If you know someone who might be interested in ROTC or in the military in general and don't know what path they want to take, just share this video with them, you know, help them out. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.